The phone lit up at 2:11 a.m. No name. Just a preview line. He's asleep. Come now. I didn't wake my wife. I watched the ceiling. Fan complete 3 full rotations before my pulse slowed enough to move. The house was quiet in the way only shared homes get, full of breath that isn't yours. I rolled onto my side and saw her phone face down on the nightstand. Charging. Locked. Innocent. I stood, barefoot on cold tile, and picked up my own phone again. The message was gone. Unsent, maybe. Or recalled. A mistake. Or a habit. I looked at the family photo on the wall, our wedding day. My brother's hand on my shoulder. His smile too close to hers. At the time, I'd called it support. That night, I sat at the kitchen table until dawn. Drinking water I didn't taste. Replaying moments I'd dismissed as noise. Her sudden protectiveness of privacy. His unexpected visits. The way conversations died when I entered rooms. By sunrise, something in me had shifted. Not broken. Aligned. I didn't accuse. Accusations are loud and sloppy. They warn people. Instead, I watched. I remembered the night my brother moved back into town. Temporarily. How my wife insisted we help. Family helps family, she said. I remembered the way she started wearing perfume on days I worked late. The way he suddenly knew things about my schedule I hadn't told him. At dinner, they spoke in fragments. Finished each other's sentences. Shared jokes with no setup. I told myself it was history. Siblings bond. Wives adjust. Lies sound reasonable when you want them to. But I'd catch reflections, glass doors. Mirrors, where their eyes lingered a second too long. I noticed how she flinched when his name appeared on my phone. How he never looked me in the eye anymore. I started sleeping lightly. Listening. Counting footsteps. Nothing overt. That's how real betrayals work. They hide in plain sight, wrapped in normal. The worst part wasn't the suspicion. It was how easily my mind began organizing evidence against people I loved.
I became methodical. I checked phone bills. Not content. Metadata. Patterns. Timestamps. Gaps. I placed a voice-activated recorder in my car. I installed a home router logger. I paid cash for a private DNA test, just to rule out how far the rot might go. At work, I laughed. At home, I cooked. I kissed her forehead and asked about her day. Inside, I built a timeline. They met on Thursdays, always Thursdays. He'd go for a run. She'd run errands. The same 2-hour window. I followed once, parked 3 streets away, watched them enter an apartment I didn't recognize. I didn't go in. I didn't need to. The recorder captured fragments weeks later. Laughter. My name spoken softly, like an inconvenience. Plans, complaints, familiarity earned over time. I never confronted them. I let them believe they were clever. Every night I wrote notes, calm, precise, like preparing a case. By the time the DNA results came back, confirming what I hadn't known, I feared I felt nothing. The truth doesn't hurt when you're already finished bleeding. I invited my brother over for drinks. Just him. I placed the envelope on the table between us. No labels, no explanation. He joked about my seriousness until he opened it. His face emptied. Not guilt first, fear. I asked one question. How long? He stammered. Years. Before the wedding, after. Always. I nodded, sipped my drink. When my wife came home, I handed her the same envelope. She didn't open it. She knew. She collapsed into tears anyway, rehearsed and useless. I said nothing. Silence is heavier than anger. I didn't yell. I didn't threaten. I forwarded the evidence to our parents. To her parents. To his employer, where fraternization violated policy. I filed divorce papers the same day. The house was already in my name. The accounts had been separated weeks earlier. They tried to talk. I declined. Watching them unravel separately was almost academic. My brother lost his job, then his standing. My wife lost her version of the story. No victim narrative survives documentation. They never asked how I knew. They knew better. I live alone now. The house is quiet, but it's honest. I sleep deeply. I don't check phones. I don't replay conversations. Sometimes I think about trust the way one thinks about childhood, fondly, without desire to return. They thought blood meant loyalty. They thought love meant access. They were wrong. I didn't destroy them with rage. I let the truth do the work. And when it was done, I walked away, lighter, colder, and finally in control.